Well, well, ladies and gents, ladies and germs, ladies and gentlemen, the Punisher is here at your service on this wonderful hump day. Lots in store for today, so let's get right to it. We know that the TNC is ongoing. I'm sorry, the DNC. The TNC is the Terrorist National Convention. That gets to those protesters, the Hamas terrorist lovers, who are standing outside by the hundreds, maybe the thousands, burning flags and causing all sorts of havoc. Some are getting arrested. They are out of their gourds. They are out of their gourds. What's funny, of course, Kamala is going to get her nomination. We all know that. But last night was interesting. Guess who was there? And guess who wasn't there? Isn't it stunning that the very man who was instrumental in pushing Biden out, President President Obama, he was there and Harris was nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen at all. Meanwhile, Trump and JD are out rallying around in different states. But so Obama was there and made his big speech, and dare I say, you can't quite hear me, but this is the man who's blowing the leaf blower in your house every day. That's what he referred to President Trump as, is the guy who's blowing the leaf blower into your house every day. Could you hear all that? Let me fix myself. Yeah. I'm probably a mess now after that, but that's what happens when the leaf blower guy is blowing in your house all the time. That's what he referred to President Trump as. He's the guy. He's the neighbor blowing the leaf blower at your house all day, all night. For an individual, that's whatever that is, that's a pain in the ass. But for a president, that's dangerous. So anyway, that was funny. Once again, I'd like to welcome the Harris supporters to the team. You know, we're talking about the stolen platform. It's funny enough. Lawrence, what's his name? Lawrence, the guy in Fox, good guy. He was out interviewing folks at a barber shop, and I can feel my stuff is out of order here. He was interviewing these barbers at the barber shop up there in Chicago, black barber shop, and he said, "What do you think about the platform for not taxing tips?" And the guy said, "I'm pretty sure that she stole that from President Trump from a few months ago." So at least it's getting out. And then we cannot forget that she keeps going on about, here's what I'm going to do on day one. I'm going to do this on day one. I'm going to start working on that on day one. And of course, the response has been, what have you been doing the last 3.5 years? You've had plenty of day ones, okay? And some will come back. I saw Mark Cuban post something and he said, who's responsible for making these, running the country, making these decisions? The vice president or the president. We know what he was trying to get at. He's trying to say, it wasn't her job, it's the president. Well, I beg to differ. One, she has a deciding vote that is off the tie-breaking vote that is often decided policy. Two, they continually say, I'm sorry, I was looking at my staff. They continually say that there's no daylight between her and President Biden. Well, they don't realize that by saying that means if there's no daylight, then they agree on all policy. If they agree on all policy, then the president himself should be supporting the very policy that she's putting out, and that means she is part of the problem, okay? Because if they're not doing it now, okay, and they can, well, you can't say that I'm going to wait until January 20th of 2025, and on day one, I'm going to start doing things to improve the economy, tighten up the border wall, and all that kind of crap. So she's full of beans. Full of beans. September 10th, the big debate. And in this big news, yes, some folks guessed it last night, because guess what? Everybody's watching out. RFK Jr. and his running mate have not fully decided, but they are considering, and I think the cat's out of the bag. They know that they don't want a President Harris, and they know it will be so bad that they are considering dropping their campaign, giving all their support to Trump in order to prevent Harris from becoming the president. That is amazing news, because that would bring a lot of voters, all of his voters perhaps, and that could help seal the deal. That's an amazing news, and it tells you another thing too. It tells you the stark reality that Democrats now are not what they used to be. I mean, RFK is your basic Democrat. Hell, JFK would be considered a Republican at this point. So that's how bad, that's how far left, the extreme left, the socialist left, the commie left, that's how far left they've gone. So bad that a regular Democrat finds them loony enough that they're willing to put their weight behind a Republican nominee. So I think the fact that that was said, be kind of hard to pull back on that. So let's hope that that's the case. I mean, they know they can't win. They just wanted to show a show of force, so to speak, of the independent, the power of the independent vote. But this is about winning. So let's hope that happens. Meanwhile, the polls. JD put out a nice message to Shannon Bream the other day, talking about how these polls, they like to slant these polls. They like to purposely do it because they want Republicans to kind of lose their steam a little bit and feel like they're so far behind that it's not worth it, when the reality is they're playing the polls. And in this good news, okay, I talked about those betting averages on Real Clear Politics. It was 6 points apart just yesterday, with Harris in the lead, which is crazy, because at one point President Trump was about 25 points ahead. Then he slipped down below. And the betting averages are very important, because these aren't biased. They can't be biased because people bet to win, okay? They're putting their money and their data on a winning candidate. It doesn't do them any good to try and do otherwise. Well, guess what? 6 points yesterday. They are at a 1 point spread now. Trump is down 1 point, but that is on track. An amazing 5+ points turn since yesterday. And in the last few days, I can tell you, it was hovering around 5 to 6, 7 points. 6 to 7, really. So this is really good news. And the betting averages actually change. Like I see them updating it once or twice a day. So should that change, let's hope it's even for the better. Things are starting to look up, folks. Things are starting to look up. We got to keep the momentum. And as President Trump has said repeatedly, and I repeat what he said, vote. The time is coming. We're at 76 days now. I have a countdown going. Absentee ballot, mail-in ballot, voting in person. Whatever means you need to do it. It's important. It's important for the American people. You know it. Oh, I know it. The American people know it. And if we do not proceed at a very, very aggressive pace, we got to move this effort forward. We have to vote. We have to make sure we win, because America is going down the toilet. Flush. Blah, blah, blah. It's going down the toilet. Vote, everybody. Vote, vote, vote. And with that, I will tell you this. We are at Operation Sleeve Stack 3.0. Everybody knows that. Operation, what are we at here? Just checking it out. Okay. Operation Sleep Stack 3.0, Operation Steadfast at 4.5, T24, Steadfast 4.5. In this amazing moment, Operation Steadfast will remain at 4.5. Screw James Whitey Bulger. We'll talk to you later. Bye.